Not those Aggies, and you know what? Not even those Aggies. Next, Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, schedule rankings. All right, you've checked in with the voice of college football, Mark Rogers TV, as we continue our favorite project of the offseason each and every offseason, ranking the schedules across the Power 5 plus the major independents. Help us build the channel, which is the very best in discussion, debate, and analysis of college football. As you go to the description section below, grab the link to Amazon as you do your Amazon shopping. Just go to the website using that link. It doesn't cost you an extra penny. You don't have to buy the product you see. Just enter Amazon using that link to help build the channel. And, of course, you can also help build the channel by simply smashing the like button, commenting below, what do you believe New Mexico State's record is going to be this year? Also, like the videos, comment, as we mentioned, subscribe and share the videos as well. All right, we're on to New Mexico State, the Aggies, who finished at 3-9 last year with a scoring differential of negative 193 points. These independent schedules, major independent schedules outside the Power 5 are awfully interesting. New Mexico State as well. Just consider that these teams play outside the Power 5 and the Group of 5 leagues. Therefore, they're independent, struggling to schedule games. Once the teams that play in the conferences, which is 95% of the FBS, once they start to play in-conference games, these teams are struggling just to find opponents. So it makes for some odd matchups for New Mexico State. It starts in a rough way. So if they get themselves conditioned to the type of opponents they're going to face the first 2 weeks and even 3 weeks, then they should be ready for a softer ride later in the season. New Mexico State opens on August 31st at Washington State, who, of course, finished in the top 10 in the nation at 11-3 last year. 11-2 last year for the Cougars. And then New Mexico State has a date in Tuscaloosa with Alabama before coming home for their first home game against a very difficult San Diego State squad out of the Mountain West. Then it's at New Mexico, so rivalry game, New Mexico State at New Mexico. Then they've got a date against Mountain West Conference champion from 2018, Fresno State on September 28th. Then a date against, I'm sure, a game that's going to be circled on every college football fan's calendar as two of the great independents face off the first weekend of October. Liberty at New Mexico State. A date against MAC opponent Central Michigan on the road, an open date on October 19th. Then Georgia Southern, and that game is sandwiched. So if New Mexico State is not ready for Georgia Southern, they've got an issue. They've got a bye week before the game. They've got a bye week after the game. Then they take on the SEC and Ole Miss. So 2 games against the SEC Western Division for New Mexico State. They finish off with a light touch against Incarnate Word, UTEP, and at Liberty again. So, no, that's not a typo, and that's not me messing up my reading of the schedule. Liberty and New Mexico State are the only teams in the Power 5, the only teams in FBS football, I should say, period, out of 130 teams that play twice. If you would guess that there are any 2 teams, any 2 schools in FBS play that play twice, wouldn't it naturally be New Mexico State and Liberty? There you've got the schedule. So New Mexico State, again, their schedule is highlighted from a Power 5 perspective against in playing Washington State on the road, Alabama on the road, and then later in the season they've got Ole Miss in particular, a MAC game against Central Michigan, a number of Mountain West teams at the top of the conference in San Diego State, who finished at 7-6 last season, and Mountain West defending champion Fresno State. It is the 67th rated schedule according to the Voice of College Football. That means it's the 4th easiest, taking the Power 5 leagues plus the major independents, and New Mexico State's projected record, according to me, after a 3-9 2018, we'll give them one more win at 4-8. Not my final prediction, but that's my projected record in May for New Mexico State. More glamorous teams, tougher schedules to come in our schedule rankings for 2019. right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Dive into the videos. If you have yet to be convinced, check out the videos. We cover college football like nobody else. Then you will subscribe. Then you will be locked in to the voice of college football.